Next up, Mike Schiller. Come on, Mike.
I'm just gonna yell. Ready? Hi, I'm Mike Schiller. I'm the CEO at the Green Building Alliance. We're just down the stage. I want to tell you about what Aconcagua taught me about green building. I've been a mountain climber for 20 years. I didn't go to Aconcagua this year to learn about green building. So it surprised me, and it told me a bunch of things that I wanted to share with you. First, definitions. Aconcagua, it's the highest point in the Western Hemisphere. It is 22,841 feet up there, or if you're not from this country, it's almost 7,000 meters. It is the highest point in the world outside of the Himalaya Mountains.
That last foot must have been a bitch.
What is green building? We're going to get there. You know, there's a lot of definitions around green building. There's LEED certification, there's a living building challenge, there's passive house that were in our office yesterday. There's lots of other versions. It doesn't matter, right? When you're out there, life gets really simple in the mountain. Life gets pretty damn simple when you're thinking about green building too. So I'm here to make the point that, you know what, spending 2 weeks, 14 days on a mountain like Aconcagua, getting up and over the other side, I can learn a lot of things about green building. This is a rendering of the new PNC Tower downtown, what Gary Salson claimed will be the greenest skyscraper in the world. We can learn a lot of things. First, we can learn about energy. When you've got to carry all your energy on your back, you start to really think about how much energy you really want to use and how can you conserve it as efficiently as possible. When you have to carry all your insulation with you, and the only way you're staying warm is through insulation, you're going to think about how you're managing your energy. You're going to think about water. When you have to boil your water, and you have to melt snow and use energy to create water, you're going to think about just how much you're drinking and how much you're carrying. When you have to cross these streams, or when you know there's other climbers up there that are peeing in that water, you're going to think about exactly where that's coming from. You're going to think about indoor air quality. When you're sharing a tent with Stuart, you're worried about just what it smells like. You're going to air your feet out outside the tent, not inside the tent, right? Because it's really going to matter. You're going to think about site selection, right? You're going to think about using places that are close to transit centers, right? Close to where the mules can be. You're going to think about close to the transit lines. You're going to cluster your housing. You're going to think where are the utilities already in place so that you can use them in place and not have to build more infrastructure. You're going to think about material use, right? You're going to think about what things can withstand. This is a hut that's obviously broken down at 21,000 feet on the mountain. You're going to think about local stuff. If you have to carry it on your back or carry it in with mules, that's a challenge. You're going to think about what kinds of chemistry can you use to make your life better while you're there. You're going to think about waste management. Again, if you have to carry it out, not just carry stuff in, but carry it out, you're going to think, wow, what do I want to put on the mule? Or in fact, on this mountain, we used a big bucket and we used these plastic waste bags, and above 14,000 feet, we carried everything out. But you know what I really learned? It's fucking hard. Summit day on Aconcagua was one of the hardest things I've ever done, compared only to some other mountains I've climbed. Here's the 3 rules of mountaineering. It's always further than it looks, taller than it looks, and harder than it looks. I could say that about green building too. A lot of you can probably say that about green building. So what did I learn? Here's a couple of lessons. One, have patience. There's a remarkable amount of time you spend when you're climbing and you're just sitting around and you're just standing and you're waiting for things to happen. You're waiting for a meal, you're waiting for water to melt, whatever. There's a lot of patience in green building too. Waiting for technology, waiting for design, waiting for stuff to happen. Second, it's important to practice, to learn, to share your ideas. So yeah, I climbed zillions of stairs at the Cathedral of Learning ahead of time to get in shape. Yes, you study the math. This is our guy, Mike Himm, was one of the best guys in the world, right, teaching us how to put up a tent. You need to know what that cloud means above a mountain before you get there, right? You want to make as many...
What does it mean?
High winds on the summit of the mountain.
Okay.
Big particular cloud means really, you don't want to be at the summit on that particular moment. You want to make lots of connections, right? Work with the people, again, Stuart, my tent mate, with people that are important, that have done these things before that can help you value leadership in green building or on the mountain, right? Think about the people that came before, the people that have already put some thought into this. Mike Hamill has the world record for doing the 7 summits in the least amount of time ever. He was our guide. I chose to climb with him very specifically. Dan, celebrate success, right? It's important to celebrate success. This is me and Flat Stanley on the summit of Aconcagua. These are some of my mates. This is what we ate in our first meal back in civilization, a really big steak and some good Malbecs. It's by celebrating success that other people want to come and share that experience and replicate it. This is a great quote, right? I can't get it in 20 seconds, but the whole point is, you can go up the mountain and have a great time, but once you come down, you won't blah blah blah. But one can no longer see, one can at least still know. You'll still be inspired. You're still motivated by when you come down. And I'll make the point that you don't have to climb Aconcagua to actually get there. It's hiking in the Laurel Highlands that makes you start to think about the kinds of buildings you're designing, you're working in, you're living in, right? The Market District is a LEED Silver building out near where I live. But you also make good choices about where you buy your food, what kind of food you buy. Or just paddling on the river. We took a reporter from the class out yesterday kayaking on the river. Instead of taking her golfing or just sitting and having coffee, we took her kayaking. So that's when you start to get an appreciation of what it really means to build a LEED certified convention center or any other LEED certified or any other green building, period, because you care about the natural world. So I climbed Aconcagua for lots of personal reasons, but while I was there, I learned a bunch. It was kind of magic. John Muir had known this 100 years ago. In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks. And in fact, they did, and I encourage you to spend time in nature as well.